P.T. Logan's 5 Minutes of Terror. Twisted, troubling tales to send a chill up your spine.
The Doll, Part 3. Abby, what have you done with your hair? Abby's mother shouted. What in the world have you done? I didn't do anything, Abby said between sobs. It was her. Guinevere was still in the bed with the scissors, and she was looking at both Abby and her mom. I've had enough of this, Abby. I can't believe you went downstairs and got the doll, then cut off all your hair. This is crazy. I didn't, Mom. It was her. But Abby's mom was having none of it. Even Abby was having a hard time believing what she was saying, except it was true. Stranger still was the fact that even though she was practically bald now, she couldn't find her hair anywhere. A doll didn't do this, Abby. You did. I don't know why, but I'm very upset with you. And because you love this doll so much, I'm not going to take it away this time. You're going to have to stay with it all night. Then, in the morning, we're going to talk about what you've done to your hair. Mom? Abby pleaded. Please don't. Abby, that's enough, her mom interrupted. Now get to bed before I get really upset. Abby's mom slammed the door closed, leaving her alone with Guinevere. She couldn't believe what had just happened. Her mom thought that she had cut her own hair. Why would she do that? She loved her hair. Abby stood watching Guinevere long after she heard her mom close her door and go back to bed. There was no chance that she was going to sleep again tonight. Not with this haunted doll lying in her bed, staring at her with her creepy eyes and creepy hair. I can't wait until morning, Abby thought. I need to return this doll tonight. I have to. I should never have stolen it. Having made up her mind, Abby grabbed Guinevere and threw her in a bag she found in the corner of the room. Then she opened her window and cringed when it made a screeching sound. She waited and listened, but her mother didn't call out. With the bag in hand, she swung one leg out the window and then the next. In moments, she was off and running. Abby was great with directions, and even though they'd driven to the yard sale, it wasn't that far. In 15 minutes, she was back at the house where she'd stolen the doll. Her plan was just to leave it on the front steps and then hurry home with no one the wiser. But as Abby leaned down to place the doll, the door opened. She cried out and the bag slipped from her hand. What are you doing here? The woman from the yard sale asked. The woman spotted Guinevere, who had since slipped out of the bag. She reached down and snatched it up. Guinevere, she shouted, then looked at Abby. Wait, you stole her, didn't you? You're the girl from the yard sale. Abby was startled, both at the accusation and the fact that the woman had called the doll Guinevere. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what I was thinking. The woman made a face, and Abby remembered what she said about the doll being not safe, and how she thought that was silly. It wasn't silly anymore, that's for sure. Come inside. Abby took a step backward. No, I have to go. Come inside. I'll call your mother to pick you up. It's late, and you shouldn't be out there alone. Abby continued to back up. Either you could come inside now and I'll call your mom and not say anything about Guinevere, or I'll call her and tell her what you've done. Abby had no choice. After the disaster with her hair, how much trouble would she get in for having stolen the doll? Abby reluctantly went inside and stood in the doorway while she gave the lady her number and watched her pull out her cell phone. That's when she heard the giggling. At first, Abby thought it was just her exhausted mind playing tricks on her. But then she heard it again. A quiet, childish giggle. As the woman continued to speak on the phone, Abby followed the giggle to another door. Without thinking, she opened it and peered down. It was a basement of some sort. She was about to close the door when she heard the giggle again. Curious, Abby took 3 steps into the basement, and that's when she saw her. A girl, about her age, with the same nearly shaved head. She was covering her face with her hands. Hello? Abby whispered. Are you okay? The only reply was another giggle. Hello? I see you've met Guinevere, the woman said, suddenly standing directly behind Abby at the top of the stairs. She stole from me once too, you know. In her hand was another doll, only this one wasn't Guinevere. This one appeared half-made, missing both hair and eyes. In the woman's other hand was a large clump of hair. Abby's hair. She recognized it immediately. Where did you get that? Abby demanded. And who is this girl? Another giggle, and Abby looked over her shoulder. The girl had since lifted her face from her hands, and Abby saw that her eyes were covered with a bandage. The thing about these dolls is that their hair and eyes are just so lifelike, the woman said. Then she held up the doll, the half-made one, missing hair and eyes. This one's nearly done. She closed the door behind her. At the same time, the giggling girl, whose name was Guinevere, came up from behind Abby and grabbed her tightly around the waist. "I think I'm going to call this one Abby. What do you think?" the woman asked, and then she started to laugh. And it wasn't a childish giggle, but an evil laugh that continued to echo for what seemed like eternity.
P.T. Logan's 5 Minutes of Terror. Twisted, troubling tales to send a chill up your spine.